it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I well and truly got with this one because I saw these on, I think it's the HSN YouTube channel or something like that, and these got me. So we're going to do some gold dipped flowers today, and these are stunning. I'm actually making a gift box today, and it's going to be a reusable gift box that we can use over and over again. I have this paper pad here. This is stunning. It's pearlescent. It's sort of hard to catch in the light, but there is a gold pearlescent shine to these papers, and it is just beautiful. I must admit, it is absolutely beautiful. I got a couple of things from this collection and I'm going to really enjoy using these. So I'm picking out 2 pieces of cardstock for this one. We are going to make a box to begin with. Super, super, super simple. And then we're going to make all the lovelies that are going to go on top. And this one is stunning, let me tell you. So I want to pick one darker one that has sort of like mainly dark blues, I guess. And then I want to pick one that has more of the pinks that's going to go underneath or down the bottom. And of course, there are lots and lots of different ways to make these sorts of things. But A, I like no measurement. And B, I like the most simple version I can probably get away with. So that's what we're working with today. So I'm going to pick the dark blue side and then the floral side of the pinks. I am using my paper trimmer, and purely because it's the edge of the paper trimmer there, I'm going to do 1.5 inches. I'm going to score in from all 4 sides. I figure I may as well make the most of the 6x6 piece of paper, so why cut it down at all? So you can see, just if I tilt it here, you can see those 4 score lines that I have put on there, and this is how we're going to make our box. So with this one, the blue one, I'm doing 1.5 inches in, except I'm not. I'm going to do it about 1/16 of an inch in from that, and that way our top of our box, the lid of our box, will be a fraction bigger than the bottom, and that's what we want, so that they fit over each other nice and easy. So I don't really do measurements. I just, put it 1.5 inches in from the edge and then pull it a little bit more. So all you have to do is cut in one of each of these score lines that we've created, the little squares in the corner. Just cut in one of them, not 2 of them. Make sure you don't do 2. And then I just sort of pre-fold everything so it's, it's all ready to go and that we're not fighting with the box halfway through. I fold in all of those little tabs so that everything's ready to go. This is the top of the box, so basically the bit that you're going to see. And you can use liquid adhesive, you can use roller tapes, you can use dry adhesive, double-sided tape. Anything is going to work here, whatever you are comfortable with. I use a strong double-sided tape. This is the Pink and Main Tear tape because I like that it adheres instantly. And then all you do is just fold up these pieces and fold in each of the corners, and we have the top of our box completed. So as I said, I really do like simplicity when it comes to creating these sort of boxes or these sorts of shapes. And it works well. So why fix a method that isn't broken, I say? So we've got the top of our box all ready to go. How simple was that? Beautiful, strong. This cardstock is a decent weight. It is pretty heavy weight, I would say. So great for gift boxes and things. Again, I'm going to do the exact same with this one. So just cut in one of every corner. I just move the paper around so that I, accidentally don't cut 2. Fold everything, get it pre-folded. We already have the score line, so everything folds really nicely. And you can, of course, use a bone folder if you want to make them nice and crisp and all those good things. But honestly, I find that these work perfectly. You can see that the box to the left that we've created is beautiful and square. The corners are sharp and neat, and the paper didn't crack or anything like that. So all good things, all the things that we want when we're making a gift box. And then again, super simple. Pull off the paper and then pop them in and you are good to go. Now, if you have you're doing a gift box for cards or anything, you can just make the sides a little shorter. So just pull your paper in a little bit more. You can make rectangle boxes, all those sorts of things following exactly the same as this. So look how nice that fit on. You're not sort of struggling. It's tight enough that it doesn't fall out by itself. You can grab the top and the bottom easily. All good things. We have done well here. Right, let's move on to the fun part because this was fun. This was very cool. Now, this is the Beautiful Blooms die set. Now, for this one, you can create these by yourself. You can just, use a pair of scissors and start with a circle and then sort of trim like a... we used to make them at primary school, like hanging snakes, trim them in a little spiral sort of fashion. But these do give the gorgeous tips to them, the gorgeous outside edges. And so I must admit, I was just happy to purchase these. And boy, let me tell you, have I made a lot of these since. And it is always a huge bonus that when I purchase something, I get so much joy out of creating something, and that's what makes the purchase worth it for me. So not only am I able to use it, and can I use it in different ways, and can I create different things, but does it make me happy? Does it spark joy? There's always a really good reason to use them. Now, I found a little bit of greenery there, so I die cut some leaves out of that piece on that cardstock. Then, I must admit, these reverse tweezers are absolutely a dream for this, because those are the tweezers that when you let go of them, they have held on to the piece of paper, and then when you squeeze them, they release it. So this does make this technique really easy. So I just grab the end with my tweezers, and then I'm not even squeezing. I'm not even having to hold because the tweezers do all of the work for me. And then I just roll and roll and roll. I actually have my hot glue gun here off to the left of me that's been heating up, and I'll just put a little dab in there. It has a really short cord to it, so I have to sort of do it in the corner of my screen, but put a wee dab on the bottom and then just push the flower kind of into it, and this is absolutely beautiful. Like, you can let go of these flowers and they unscroll a little bit before you add the hot glue. That's also beautiful. I do that later on a little bit, but this literally took me less than 2 minutes to make a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And it's really hard to get wrong, which is something that I appreciate. Now, as I said, the reverse tweezers, they are such a good tool. I absolutely recommend, if you don't have some, then get some in your craft space. They're as little as a couple of dollars. I know the ones that I purchased off scrapbook.com, I purchased a few because my children like to use them as well. It's really good for their gross motor skills and fine motor skills using them, but it also means I don't have to sort of grip the tweezers, constantly be squeezing them if I want to hold on to something. So I love that about them. And as I said, really affordable. I will link some below that are a really good price. Now, this is Smart Glue. This one happens to be from scrapbook.com. It is just a tacky glue. That's all you need. There are lots of different versions. I think the green Tombow mono adhesive, that's also another tacky glue. There's lots of tacky glues out there. Basically, when it dries, it stays tacky. And I'm going to use just a little makeup sponge to just tap this on, and I really want this to go on the edges. Now, it is very easy to go heavy-handed here, so go way less than you think you need, because you can always come in again as well. I'm using some gilding flakes. This is like a tiny little tester pot that I got. Just less is more for me. I don't need big bottles of this stuff. It goes forever. It lasts forever. And so I really enjoy using this when I am going to create a little bit of that gold shine. It does create a beautiful shine, I will admit. Now, the flower at the moment looks like a bit of a hot mess because I've just dipped it in there. But I just take a paintbrush and I just sort of work away the gold leaf, so lots of it falls off. That's why I've got a piece of paper underneath. I'm going to do several of these flowers, of course. So remember that that's okay. I can use everything that's falling onto the piece of paper, and these just look beautiful. Let me tell you the shine. It is stunning. And so I had heaps and heaps of fun doing this. They were really easy to create. And then I also had another idea that we could do with these, that's something else we could dip them in. And I'm sure that you would have some good ideas too. Give it a good strong tap out because these things are pretty versatile. As I said, they're made of good weight cardstock, and I can really give it a bit of a bang to get anything loose off. And then look at that beautiful, beautiful shine. So here's another one close up. All you do is going to add in the tacky glue, and then I just pick up all of my scraps and just keep going from there. And then I kind of just work the paintbrush around to sort of, get them into all the bits and pieces, and it makes it adhere to everything that is sticky. And everything else is just going to get caught on that piece of paper below it, so it works out pretty well. But while I had the glue out, so I did 3 of these flowers because that's what I'm intending on putting on my little gift box. And then while I had the glue out and I had some spare, I thought I would also try a little bit of glitter. Now, so I'm making another one of the flowers. This is another one of the designs. There are 3 different flowers that you can create. Two of them give a similar look like this one, and then the one with lots and lots and lots of petals, I'm going to try that on my next one because I think that gives a completely different look to this, but absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take the glue just like I did the other one. As I said, this is a different petal shape from the first one I did, so the flowers are going to look slightly different. And then I have some very plain silver glitter. Now, my little glitter container is not big enough to dip the actual flower in. So again, I just used a piece of scrap paper, gave it a good tap off, but this one is even easier. As I said, I really, really enjoyed this process. And here is a little side by side, even though they're two different products, so, we won't compare too closely, and two different petals, as I said, they are beautiful. Now, I wanted a couple of options for some tags that I could add, and I don't really have tag dies specifically, so I'm just going to use again what I have. This is the Sizzix Thinlit set. This is absolutely, I've used this so many times. There is pretty much two of every size in here so that you can layer these up really well. But for today, I'm just going to cut these out of some vanilla malt cardstock. I'm using the same tacky glue that I used for the flowers. And then I'm going to go just lightly around the edges. Now, one of these is one that I'm going to use, and then one, I wasn't sure which shape I wanted in the beginning. So I actually only need one of these, and I just take out a tiny amount of the gold leaf. Actually getting some out with your tweezers is pretty handy as well. And then you can use a brush to sort of brush away the excess, or you can just use your finger. I pretty much just use my finger, to be honest. The tweezers are very helpful when you just want, one or two little flakes out. It's very good. But yeah, I just use my finger to attach these all round. And then surprisingly, when you sort of, buff these a little bit, the gold actually becomes beautiful and smooth. It's not quite what you would think. With adding the little flakes, it becomes very smooth. So I love this little one that I've created. The shine is stunning. And then I am going to take my little pokey tool here and poke right a hole through it because I just wanted a gentle little hole rather than a big hole punch hole. So I'm happy with that look. Then, of course, I'm going to add some burlap ribbon. And actually, I want to make this box fully reusable. I'm going to put all sorts inside this, actually a little piece of jewellery. But first of all, I want to make, as I said, I want to make things that can be passed on again, can be used again, rather than a one-time use. And that's for lots of reasons. But anyhow, so I'm going to measure my ribbon. So I want it to cross over because I'm actually going to do this with magnet closers. Now I'm going to use these basic grey ones. I think I will link to these down below. Not many stores sell these, but I do have one linked to them, and these are so thin. So thin, and obviously there's a plus and a minus on there for those of us who just really need the help. So I know that all I need to get out is one plus and one minus, and I have these two little magnets, so both of them are clicked together there, and it is so thin, which is perfect. So I'm going to add one of these to each end of the little closure of the box. And again, this is kind of, lots of different reasons I'm doing this. This is so that it can secure the box closed. It's actually so it can secure the beautiful flowers and the arrangement to this as well, so that the box is going to be completely free once it's open, and that way it's less likely that the flowers will get squished or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I just add a little bit. Instead, it does have very good adhesive. If you are adding this to paper, then this adhesive is strong. I decided to add a drop of hot glue as well, just to make this like it's not going anywhere. So I added a tiny little drop of hot glue and then added the ribbon to the next side, and this way everything is in place. It is not going anywhere. It's nice and strong. It has a beautiful magnetic closure. So all I've done is I used my scissors and my tweezers, which are both obviously magnetic and, hold this piece of burlap out nice and straight for me. I use a little bit of hot glue to adhere 3 of those flowers together just very gently. I don't want to squish them at all. And then I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of that, and I will pop that round about in the middle of my piece of burlap ribbon. Then, if you remember earlier, I also cut out a couple of the pieces of foliage. This set comes with 3 different shapes of foliage, which I appreciate, and I cut them out of sort of some greenish parts of the same cardstock paper pad, and I'm just going to pop these in a couple of different places around these little flowers, and then we are almost good to go. There's one thing that I want to do. Out of the same burlap ribbon, I actually just take one piece of the burlap ribbon, and all I do to get a single piece of twine is I just cut one edge, and then you can use all those strands as individual strands. So everything matches, it's all the same, and I don't have to have 2 different products sitting in my craft space. So I'm going to use this as a little tag. Now, I'm going to actually stamp the person's name on this, so I'm going to leave it off for the video, but just know that that is my plan. I will stamp their name on it as a gift to them. And of course you could attach this gorgeous little tag in lots of different ways, but I am going to basically thread it onto the burlap ribbon and kind of tuck it in under the flowers. It's very removable, it's just tucked in underneath there. And then look how beautiful this gold is, all the gold against that beautiful blue, and that's why I wanted the blue to be at the top. It does look stunning against the pink, I will admit as well. But this way, look, it all just sits on there, and then I can just pull this around, and look, it just snaps closed. Super, super easy, and there is our box ready to go. I cannot explain how gorgeous this box is in real life. I am so excited to do this again and again. Of course, I will have the supplies linked down below. If you're interested in videos like this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, that always really helps me, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this gorgeous box down below. But other than that, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!